I'm Lindsay Smith. I'm an elite strategy coach. I started as a solopreneur and mental health therapist and grew to having multiple centers and dozens of incredible team members and a multi-million-dollar business. And so now I'm taking what I have learned through growing my own business and helping other entrepreneurs to grow and scale their business to exceed their profit goals. So something that's been coming up a lot lately is having a clear vision, why it's important and how to create it, and how specific do you really want to get. So the reason why having a clear vision is important is because if we don't know exactly where we want to go, we can't get there. It's as simple as that. If we don't know exactly where we want to go, we're not going to get there. If we have a general vague idea, we might head in that direction, but then we might be like, well, this isn't really what I wanted, because we didn't take the time to really figure out what we want. And so having a crystal clear vision for every area of your life, absolutely for business, but also for your health, for your relationships, for your purpose, and for your wealth. All of those things is really, really important. And so sit down and take some time and really figure out exactly what it is you want. What do you want your life to look like in all of these areas in a year, in 3 years, in 5 years? And you can go beyond that too, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, however far you want to go. But at least take it out 5 years to see, where do you want to be in 5 years? What do you want that to look like? What do you want your life to look like in each of those areas? And you want to be really specific. So for your health, do you want to, have your back problems go away? Do you want to be vibrant in your health, have more energy, be well rested, be able to run and jump and play with your kids? Like, exactly what you want. What do you want your relationship to be like with your partner? What do you want your relationship to be like with your family, with your friends, with your kids? Like, everyone who's in your life, what do you want those relationships to look like? And what relationships do you want to call in that you don't currently have in your life? What do you want your purpose to look like? What kind of wealth do you want? How is that going to impact your life? What's your life going to look like when you have that wealth? And with your purpose, who are you going to be impacting? How are you going to be impacting them? What's it going to look like when you're impacting everyone that you are meant to be impacting, everyone that you want to be impacting? What's that going to look like for you? So let's go back into business for a minute. So when you're looking at what you want your business to be like in a year, 3 years, 5 years, or further down the road, you want to think about, what do you personally want to be doing on a day-to-day basis? What things do you want to take care of in your business? And what things do you want other people to handle? What are the things that you don't love doing that you'd rather have someone else do? What are those things? Do you want to have people working for you? How many people do you want to have working for you? What does that look like? What do you want the people who are working for you to do? And how is that going to be different from what you're doing? So look at it on a day-to-day basis and on a larger scale. So take some time, sit down and write these things out, exactly what you want it to look like. Then, once you have that written out, once you know exactly what you want it to look like, spend about 10, 15, 20 minutes with your eyes closed and make a movie of what this is going to look like. And in this movie, you want to be able to feel the associated feelings. And you want to be able to smell the smells, taste the tastes, see whatever it is you're going to see when you've achieved your vision. So you're putting yourself into the future, 5 years or whatever it is, into the future. And you're imagining it as though it's true right now. As though you're feeling the way you would feel when all of these goals have been reached, as though you can smell, taste, all the sensations, touch, everything, exactly what it's going to be like for you in 5 years. Now, obviously, we don't know exactly, but just make it up. What you think that it's going to look like, or what you think you want it to look like. So go ahead and just make it up what you want it to be like. So spend 10, 15, 20 minutes with your eyes closed, imagining exactly what it's going to be like. The first time you do this, it's going to take you a little bit longer because you're creating the image. You're creating the movie. But then, once you have that movie in your head, you're going to be able to replay it. So after you have that movie in your head, every single morning, before you get going in the morning, as part of your morning routine, but before you jump into work and the other things, take 2 to 3 minutes, close your eyes, and play that video in your mind. And especially make sure you're feeling the feelings associated to this vision. So we talked about earlier, it's important to have a clear vision because you have to know exactly where you want to go in order to get there. But the other thing is when we create this movie in our head of this visualization of what we want it to be like, of what it's going to be like when we've achieved these things, it creates a cognitive dissonance. So our mind doesn't know what we're just imagining in our head and what's true in real life. So when we're imagining this in our head, and then we go into the rest of our life that is not the same as that, the mind is like, wait, hold on, this isn't matching up. And so it works to bring what you're doing in your regular life up to the point of the vision in your head so that they're matching, so that it doesn't have that cognitive dissonance anymore. So it serves multiple purposes. So once you've got this very clear vision, every single morning, don't skip, every single morning, you can do it in the shower, you can do it while you're still lying in bed, anytime, but take a few minutes every single morning and play this movie of your perfect, clear vision for all these areas of your life in your head. And you may choose some days to do longer than the 2 or 3 minutes. It's absolutely worth it. But if you're like, I'm too busy, I don't have time, at least take those 2 to 3 minutes, play it in your head, and see what happens.